time for another spectacular morning with GMNC at Lamontan Resort in Polypeto. We would like to extend our deepest gratitude to Puza Water, the Hair Shack, and Lamontan for their unwavering support as we brought you GMNC every morning. This morning, we will be paying tribute to our first episode ever as Good Morning North Coast. We are so excited to catch up with our first supporters. We will bring you the weather and surf report brought to you by Victory Surf. Good morning and welcome to your weather for today, brought to you by Victory Surf. Today will be warmer with a blend of sun and clouds with a high of 28 degrees and a low of 15 degrees. The real feel will be 29 degrees and the real feel shade 27 degrees. We have a northeasterly wind at 13 kilometers per hour and wind gusts at 32 kilometers per hour. 0% chance of showers today. Joburg will be pleasant with a full day of sunshine with a high of 22 degrees and a low of 10 degrees. And then Pretoria, beautiful with plenty of sun with a high of 24 degrees and a low of 9 degrees. And then Cape Town, mostly cloudy and breezy with showers, some heavy, with a high of 15 degrees and a low of 10 degrees. Next up will be your surf report brought to you by Victory Surf. Have a great day.
Good morning, Belito, and welcome to Wednesday morning's beach report. And after all the big winds that we've had, we've got a pretty calm morning ahead of us until about 9-10 o'clock. So I can highly recommend you get in the water early this morning. The tide is a little bit full, but there's some nice swell. It's 1.5 meters at the main beach and at the bog. And you're going to definitely get some corners out there. Nice southeast swell direction and a strong current. So please be careful out there. But definitely a lovely day to be on the beach. It's going to blow about 12 knots this afternoon, which is not enough for the kiteboarders to get going, but it definitely will be a great beach day. 22, 23 degrees expected, so lovely to be at the Belito beaches. Enjoy your Wednesday. We'll chat tomorrow.
Welcome back after the ad break. With me in this setting, we have Sharon. Hello, Sharon. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Megan?
I'm good, thank you. So you were obviously on the first episode of GMNC, and sadly, all good things come to an end, but we have better things coming. So what happened for you in the last year?
You know, I just love that question because it was an absolute privilege to be on the first show, and what an honor to be on the last one. And I haven't been a regular feature on GMNC because what has happened has been phenomenal. From the time that we started, the whole idea of serving the community in a bigger way really came to fruition, and I started the Mindfit Coaching Academy.
And it is a huge success.
It is a huge success, and I have to say, great thanks to what was Belito TV, because without that exposure, I feel that that success wouldn't have been as fulfilling.
Thank you for saying that.
No, really, and all of the people at Belito TV and GMNC were amazing. So I'm excited about the rising of the new program, and I think it's going to be another community adventure, support for people to be in their mental wellness.
Yes.
Because I know that you're going to have some sort of inspiration and motivation, and people need that all the time. We must be reminded of what it is that we are here to do. And I think with the Mindfit Coaching Academy having been born during the time of that first year of your program, for me, feels like the most incredible synchronicity, because who knew what we would be going through as KwaZulu-Natal, and we were really, really hammered with so many difficulties.
It was a hard year.
Difficult year, and of course we've got that word Kwazilians that has come up because we're resilient people, and what we want to do at Mindfit Coaching Academy, with the help of all of you guys, is to make sure that that mental well-being that we all have, that we were all born with, that we remind people of who they really are.
It's important to be reminded.
Absolutely, because we forget so easily.
Yeah.
There's so much noise going on in the world. And if we buy into all of the noise, then of course it drowns out who we really are.
Yeah.
So we need to take some time, we need to have some moments to be reminded from all of the beautiful people that you engage on your program, that we are these wonderful human beings with great spirits and incredibly strong resilience to do anything. We're adaptable. And I think that's what you're doing. You're adapting, you're pivoting, you're making change. And after all, that is the whole idea of life, is that we progress, that we improve, that we rise, that we get up, show up, dress up, and do what we need to do.
Yeah. So do you have any advice for someone that, you know where you started and where you are now? There's obviously certain things that got you there. Do you have any advice for people trying to become more?
Definitely. And I'm so glad you asked me that. You might need to shut me up though. I think it's so important for people just to stay strong. And what I mean by strong is not get out there and get it done, but sometimes being strong is just to take a break. And to rest. Sometimes being strong is to work for longer. Sometimes being strong is to work for a shorter time.
I have not thought about it that way at all.
Because the strength comes from your ability to listen to your own inner wisdom and your own inner guidance.
Your needs.
Your needs. Not what the world is pressurizing you to do, but what it is that you feel inside. And if you are not listening to that and you're not taking time to hear that little inner voice, to me that is a bit of a weakness. You need to tune in, you need to tap into who you really are, and you will always be guided. You were born with that. Everybody is born with that inner guidance and that inner wisdom. And by listening to the outside world all the time, yes, there are teachers and mentors, and there's all kinds of beautiful things that you can engage with, but the first point of reference should come from you. And if you're on the go, you're never going to hear that.
You'll suffer from burnout.
Totally. And then are you going to be of any use to anybody, never mind yourself? So
do you even know yourself then if you don't listen to that inner voice?
That's it. And people come to me and they say, I don't even know who I am. I'm like,
why?
I'm really not surprised, because you're on the go all the time. And rest and recovery is as important as work and just getting out there and doing things. So I think there's a beautiful balance that we can achieve if we feel into it, because our heads are not always going to give us the truth. Because that's just a bundle of programs. Our heart's the feeling. Where does your heart lie? What are you being called to do? And it's not like, what are you being called to do like next year and 5 years? Now, in this moment. If you've been called to rest. If you've been called to pick up the phone and make a call, or to see a person about a sale, go do that. But you can't hear it if you're like constantly listening to the outside noise.
So how do you actually guide yourself into knowing that's your inner self telling you to just rest?
Okay, fantastic question. You always listen to the feeling, because what you listen to in your head is just, again, what you have been exposed to, what you have learned, what you've been conditioned to believe.
So programmed, actually.
Totally programmed. And programs, they're good programs and they're not so good programs. I can't say bad programs, because a program is a program. But that's how you do it, is you don't always listen and act on what's going on in here, because it's a bundle of programs. You feel. You almost listen for the feeling. It sounds so strange,
it's so
but you do.
important to feel.
The feeling
Sit
is more.
And feel.
Yes. Like when you go on holiday, you feel relaxed. And that is what you're looking for, a good feeling. So in your work, if you're feeling good, wow, you're on track. That's you being you. If you're not feeling good, that's the red flag. That's the sign. That's the feeling that you want to notice and be aware of, because you don't want to take a next step on that path. You want to take a step on the path that you're being guided to go on. If you're still enough to hear it, and to feel the nudge and take that step in that direction. And if it feels good, means it is good.
Yeah, and I think it's not like you are very successful, but I don't think it's always success. I think it's being happy as well.
Happiness and contentment is the fulfillment that you're looking for. Success has very bad connotations for some people because they think it's all about money in the bank.
Yeah, and working hard and
exactly.
You know,
well, money in the bank is not going to help you if you're really ill.
Yeah.
You know, because there are certain things that money can't buy.
Yeah, exactly.
And one of them is happiness and contentment. So it's first. Happy and content first, success later. If you go for the success first and the money in the bank, there's a very good chance that you are going to miss that missing link of how does it make you feel.
Yes.
More important.
If people want to get a hold of you and Mind Fit and have a little bit more guidance and want to come and see you, how can they contact you?
Well, first of all, I want to encourage that because we do give free discovery calls. So you get a free coaching session so that you can see, are we a good fit? We've got a whole group of coaches. We're certifying another 8 coaches in 2 weeks' time. We've got 10 coaches from last year.
Awesome.
So in a year we've built
Well
up.
done.
Yeah, so we've got lots of people to help you. If it's teenagers or adults or whatever, MindFit Coaching Academy. If you just look for us, Sharon Castle Coaching on Instagram. We are all over Facebook, so you'll find us there. And if you just Google us, I'm sure that you'll find whatever it is that you're looking for. I've got a YouTube channel as well. People want to go and see what we've been doing. A lot of those are from GMNC, which is wonderful. So it gives you a good idea of how we work. And we are there. And we've also got an outreach program. So if you can't afford coaching, it doesn't mean that you can't coach with us.
Yeah.
We are here to help. We want to serve.
Thank you so much. Thank you for guiding these people and for helping these people. I appreciate you so much, and I appreciate what you do for this community.
Thank you so much. It's such a privilege to be here. Thank you.
We'll see you right after the ad break. Welcome back after the ad break. With me in this beautiful restaurant, I've got Kerry Donkin. Kerry, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
It is such a pleasure having you here. How beautiful is this place?
No, it's lovely. It's
so
not
blue,
fair.
but
Yes.
I love it. Kerry, would you mind telling our viewers a little bit more about Reach for a Dream?
Yeah, sure. So Reach for a Dream has been going for 34 years. Next year we celebrate our 35th.
That's a very long time.
Yes, yeah, some older than some people, but we're very proud of the fact that we've been going for that long. And our whole goal and reason for our existence is to inspire hope through the power of a dream for children with life-threatening illnesses. So that's what we do 365 days of the year, is make dreams come true for children.
It's a beautiful thing. So, Kerry, you were on our first episode of GMNC.
Yes.
And now you are on our last episode of GMNC. What growth took place in the last year for you?
Sure. I think obviously there's been a lot going on, people kind of coming out of COVID, the foundation coming out of COVID, but I think one of the biggest achievements for us was that we got voted the #1 non-profit in South Africa in 2022.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that was a huge coup for us as a foundation, just to be seen and recognized for the work we do. We've launched virtual reality. We've built over 20 dream rooms in the hospitals. And I think the biggest thing for us is that we're allowed to re-engage with children like we used to, and dreams are coming back in full force. I think that's what's been the most important thing in this time, yeah.
Your children, you know, is a very special thing to everyone.
Yes.
So the world needs more people like you helping those children. It's very good.
We do try, yeah.
So I know you've got Cooking for Dreams coming up.
Yes.
So what is that all about?
So Cooking for Dreams, last year we did it and we broke the Guinness World Records with the most people cooking online.
Yo.
So this year we're bringing it back. We've got our hosts again, Jay Something and David Higgs. And anyone can get involved. You can, you know, get a group of people to come to your house or get your kids and family involved. And what you do is you go online, you buy a box for 550 Rand. In that box is all your ingredients plus a few surprises that we've thrown in there.
That's
and
awesome.
then
so you provide, obviously.
Yes, we've partnered with a few sponsors like Woolworths, who are providing all the food product that goes into the boxes. And the food in there is enough for 4 people. So the box comes to your house, and then on the 1st of September you cook along with Jay Something and David Higgs online, and yeah, enjoy the company of them showing you how to cook the recipe, and obviously get a group of friends around, open a bottle of wine, and cook for a dream.
That is amazing. So how can people get more involved, and how can they contact you? Obviously they need to find out
Yes.
how the process is going to work.
Yes, so if you want to get involved in Cooking for Dreams, you can go onto our website, which is www.reachforadream.org.za, and there you'll be able to follow the link to purchase your box. Obviously, if you want to get more involved in the foundation, they can contact me directly, which is kerry@reachforadream.org.za.
Awesome. So, Kerry, is there something else you would like our viewers to know?
No, I just think I just want to thank the viewers for, I think, journeying along with us from the first show to the last show. It's been a long time.
And a lot of growth.
Yeah, a lot of growth, and just for the support, we felt the support over Slipper Day through the communities raising 8 million Rand. We felt the support through what we've done on Bernina TV as well. So just to encourage people to keep supporting us, to keep inspiring us to inspire children's dreams. So yeah, just to thank the show and for having us and for being a part of the family.
It's the biggest pleasure ever. Thank you so much for joining us. To the community, get involved, get in contact with Kerry. Once again, Kerry, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
We'll see you straight after the ad break. welcome back after the ad break. With me in this beautiful restaurant, we've got Tanya van Beek from So It Seems Bernina. Welcome, Tanya.
Thank you so much for having me again.
You have such nice energy. Like, I always love it when you're on studio. You make my whole week. Literally, you make my whole week.
Thank you.
Just love it when you are here.
Thank
so
you.
we, a little bit offset, we chatted about, you know, people have this mindset about sewing, and it's like, you know, just quickly fixing something, but there's so much more to it. Do you mind telling us a little bit more about it?
Yes, it's not just about alterations. Oh my gosh, it's way beyond that. You know, I'm a family and I have a husband and I have a son. Currently, we all wear what I sew.
That is awesome, and it's so special.
It
I
is
love
special.
Yeah.
My son is 11 years old. He wears the t-shirts I make, the jackets I make, the pants I make, the underwear I make.
Underwear?
Underwear. He only wants the underwear that I make. It's so special because he goes to me, comes to me at the shop and he says, "Mommy, I want this fabric and I want this elastic." So he chooses it and then he wears it.
Does it work? Does it actually work out a little bit cheaper?
Yes, it
than-
does. Yes, it
does
does. It definitely does. Also, currently last night, I was actually making a pair of working pants for my husband. It actually fits him. There's no alterations needed. He
Yeah.
chose his fabric. He is happy. That's what fabric and sewing is about. It's not just about the alterations. You know, it's the underwear, it's the clothes, it's
Everything.
making the pillows for your bed, the soft furnishings for your house, you know, which is curtains and bedding.
yeah.
You know, I still make bedding for my son every second year.
That's amazing.
Yeah, there's a lot to it. A
So-
lot. You know, like studio backgrounds, you know.
Everything.
Everything. I've
Literally
helped you guys so
everything.
much
Gosh,
with
yeah.
it. Yes. You know, so it involves not just the alteration.
Does it take a lot of time? Let's say, for instance, you have to make a jean or a pants. Does it take a lot of time? Or is it like
No.
quick?
No, not the quick.
No.
Everybody always comes and says, "Oh, can you quickly make me this?"
No.
no.
Okay,
There's
not
some-
quickly.
Not quickly. Not quickly. Because you have to measure, plan your pattern,
Yeah.
cut your pattern, make your markings,
Material type.
your material type, get all of that, and then you cut it. Then you start sewing.
Yeah.
People think it's only the sewing. No, it's not the
It's a
sewing.
long
It's
process.
the beforehand, the work beforehand. It takes a lot of work.
So
If
how,
that's good.
how
then
long would you
everything is
say
good.
it actually takes?
A pair of pants, I started a pair of pants for my husband yesterday. I cut the pattern. It took me almost a whole day.
A day. That's
A day.
not long. I thought like 3 weeks.
No. It takes a day. You know, it will
Yeah.
take you anything from 6 to 8 hours to make a pair of
That
pants
is a
from
long time.
scratch.
Yeah.
It is a long time.
But it's also you enjoy doing it, so
Oh,
it's not
yeah.
working.
No, it's not working. So now I'm on the last bit of just the band, and I'm so excited. Although I couldn't go to bed last night.
You just wanted to
I
finish
just
a
want
pair
to
of
finish
pants.
this. Yes, I just want to fit your pants. Yeah. So you know, it's not just the alterations.
Yeah.
Not just.
So I know there's machines. We were talking about
Yes.
it, and you get this in your garage. It was your granny's machine, and you want to throw it away. So what would you say to our viewers? What would you recommend them actually doing?
All right. So firstly, when you get that machine handed down from you, I'm not a machine snob. I do love my Berninas because it is my brand. I represent Bernina. I have the dealership for it. But any machine, take it out of the garage, don't plug it in, get everything together, bring it to the shop. We service it at the shop.
That's amazing.
Once a week, I have a fantastic technician that comes in. We will revive her. I promise you,
She
we will
will be
revive
saved.
her. She will be saved. And if you can't remember what make it is, doesn't matter. Just
Yeah.
bring it so we can keep this art, this craft alive.
Yes.
You know, this is part of us that makes, it empties. You know, we have a saying of sewing that says, it mends the soul.
It
To
does.
sew.
Oh,
Because
that's
when you cut,
beautiful.
when you sew, you think of nothing else but what is at hand here. You know, we have a lifestyle at the moment where you watch TV and you're on your phone like this, your husband is cooking, you're doing like this. It's
Yeah.
multitasking, but sewing you can't. We need crafts where your brain can just switch off and just concentrate on one thing and settle yourself again. And then you
Yes.
get off with it again.
That is beautiful. So
Yeah.
literally, it puts you in a mindset where you actually, it's kind of relaxing actually,
very
because you're
much.
not thinking about all these things all the time. You're actually relaxing whilst
You-
doing this.
And you're creative and you're using a different side of your brain because there's mathematics in there. You actually have to read what you're doing. And then occasionally you have to unpick the stitches. And then you
On occasion.
on occasion. We all do, so it's fine. But yeah, so I sell machines, I service machines. And if you do get that machine, like you say, you have one in your garage, and you don't know how to use it, you bring it to me.
Yeah.
I'll give you a class on how to use your machine so that you can use it to the utmost, so you can create that thing that makes you you.
Exactly.
Be you, just be you, and you'll be fine. We don't have to follow everybody else. Be you. You know, yesterday we had Women's Day, and just be you.
Yeah.
You are the woman that you are. Just be it.
That's
Just be
beautiful.
it, and be at peace with it.
So, you were on the first show of GMNC.
Yes.
What happened for you in the last year and 6 months? How much growth
Tremendous.
took place for you?
Tremendous. I cannot even explain to you, you know, from when I met you guys from the Vuvuzela days on.
Even the Vuvuzela days.
We had the Vuvuzela days, do you remember? You know, in lockdown, my business tripled. I am extremely blessed. But having Belito TV and the marketing it does for us on home soil with our Belito people, it boosted my business.
We love to do what we do.
We do. When you love what you do, it is not work.
Success.
It's success. And if you do get a dip and it's low,
It's
riots
okay.
and floods, it's okay.
Yes.
You know, then you reshelf your shelves, do your filing when it's
Exactly.
quiet, go out, help somebody. There's always somebody in need. So yeah, from then to here, my
So much
business
actually happened. I mean,
so much.
COVID, the looting, the floods, everything that could possibly happen, happened.
And a small business is still standing.
Yes.
I did not have to have any staff member let go. Nobody had lesser
That's
pay.
amazing. That's a beautiful
Testimony.
feeling.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's really a testimony of community in this town.
Yeah.
What can happen when we all stand together, when we have a broadcast group like this that show and help outside. Yeah, you can make it. As a small business, you can make it.
You can make it.
You can
yeah.
definitely make it.
Thank you for
Definitely
that
make it.
beautiful few words.
My
I
pleasure.
appreciate it so much.
My
So,
pleasure, it's true.
I'm sure the viewers love you so much, but for those whose first time it is actually seeing you, how can they contact you?
So we are in 12 Richard Park, 1 Wimble Close. It's right across from Hirsch. Free ad for Hirsch. Okay. And our number is 074 516 4378. Or you can just go on Google and on Facebook and on Instagram and just go, so it seems, like in
So it seems,
it
yeah.
seems, that seems Bernina.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining me today, Tanya.
It's always a pleasure to be
I
here.
love this interview.
And all that I can say is, thank you. You've changed my business. You've changed how I view how to do marketing as well. Really, thank you so much. Thank you to all of you what you do for our community.
Thank you, and it's such a pleasure.
All right.
We'll see you right after the ad break.
In life, we all want to achieve something. The dreams we believe in, the goals we want to achieve, and the problems that we want to overcome. But what holds us back?
I'm not a good wife. My children deserve a better mom. Maybe I should just end it all. I will never be enough.
Negative thinking should not be taken seriously. All it means is that the negative feeling and thinking has become a toxic, bad habit. And it's the feeling that actually keeps you stuck. To live a happy life, you need to realize that your feelings are simply an indication of your thinking. As your life coach, I help you realize where your thinking is keeping you stuck. You already have everything that you need within you to live a happy life.
Can my business survive the setback? How will I provide for my family? I feel so discouraged.
Feeling discouraged simply means that you have discouraging thoughts, and that makes you feel powerless and lose hope. This is never true. The only way out of a problem is to go inside of yourself and realize that you've simply got stuck in the feeling of that perceived problem. There's always a way out when you realize that it's really your thoughts that are creating your thinking. And that's what impacts the way that you live your life and the way that you act in your life. It really is an inside-out solution. Feeling stressed about the past or anxious about the future means that you're never fully present in the moment, and you can only ever make change in the present moment, moment by moment by moment.
Thank you, Sharon, for helping me understand how my mind really works. I'm so much more at peace knowing that nothing in my past has the power to stop me from being happy and fulfilled in my present life, no matter what my circumstances are.
Remember that not everything you think is real, nor should it be taken seriously. Negative or sad thoughts are simply bad habits that have been hardwired into your brain over time. Recognize that negative feelings are simply an indication that you are having negative thoughts. If you get into the habit of noticing that, your life will change dramatically and everything will feel better. And when you feel better, you do better. That's called having a positive mindset. I'm Sharon Castle, and I can help you start your journey today.
like it?
Voda paid.
You like queuing to pay electricity? Don't think so. Voda paid.
Wait, so I can use it?
Even if I'm on another network.
VodaPay.
Off to do the monthly
Shopping.
It's done.
Really?
Yeah, Coco.
And we get rewards.
We like sending and receiving money now. How about when the combos communicate?
VodaPay it. You like good times with friends? VodaPay!
Introducing VodaPay, the one app for anything and everything. Like it, VodaPay it.
The sun is setting on GMNC, but together we rise with BTV. Before we leave, the biggest gratitude goes out once again to our guests, sponsors, and also our viewers. Without your continued support, this would not have been possible. Taking a little trip down memory lane, we present to you a Gavin Ferguson music video. From myself, Megan Lane, and the BTV team, we hope to see you again on the 2nd of September to catch the sunrise with you once again.
I'm such a slayer, never been a player, but I'm coming right. Turning all the lights off, waiting for the right time. Well, guess it's tonight. Oh no, and guilt is not a fact. A nuclear reactor, playing the night. In the morning when we wake up, pretend it's not a breakup, but she's such a sight. Oh no, and I got to tell my girlfriend there's gonna be a whirlwind. Prevents another riot. This isn't right. Time keeps going on, guilt right.